Hi, I'm Redneck Computer Geek. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a tool review. I usually do other stuff on this channel, like builds, like building mud mowers. We put a gas engine into a power wheel. We do other types of mods and stuff also. Bunch of different how-tos. But when I get a chance to go and do a tool review on something I think I'm going to use or that you guys could really use, I take every opportunity to. So today, I've ended up with this. This is actually my girlfriend's generator. As you can see, it's a large Predator generator. It's an 8,750 peak watt and 7,000 running watt. It's actually powered by a 17 horsepower Predator engine. As you guys have seen in my Power Wheel build, the little 6.5 Predator engines work really well for powering up a Power Wheel. So I'm interested to see this. What we have here today, just for comparison, is this here is the regular standard famous $99 generator. This, as of today's sale, is a $600 generator. Now, if you go back and you check the video for this generator, you'll see it runs most basic tools. I can run a grinder, I can run a chop saw, I can, in an emergency, run an electric chainsaw. But at the end of that video, you'll also see I tried running welders. And I didn't exactly try running the biggest of the big. I tried running a small little 110 stick welder, and just for the heck of it, I kicked on my Hobart 140. Now, there's plenty of info on the Hobart 140 in my other video, so we're not going to get too much into that, but the basic gist of it is, the Hobart 140 is one of the biggest possible 110 welders that you can buy. So, if you were going to be out in the field, you needed to power up a welder, that's what I'm hoping this is capable of. We've got a unit over here that needs to be ground down. The bolts need to be welded because the basketball hoop is about ready to fall over. We're going to try it after we do the unboxing. As an added bonus, we also have the wheel kit we'll install, and we've got a booster pack here. So we're going to see whether the electric start works. So I moved the camera up so you guys can see where I'm unboxing and stuff, because you really don't need to see me for this. One of the notes that I would like to post about this, that you'll see in my notes that are down in the description, this thing weighs 183 pounds, and it is every bit of that 183 pounds. If you notice, there's actually a dolly wedged in between it. I'm a 200-pound man, and putting it on this dolly and trying to move it in itself is a comical clown action. So, with that, we're going to get it open. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this open, and I'm actually going to cut the side edges down through so that you guys can see it as it unfolds. This is how I recommend unfolding heavy objects, is cutting down the side edge, and then that way you can pull them forward. So remember, this was stored next to a water tank. The box itself looks like absolute junk on the bottom, but the unit on the inside, thanks to a really good packing job, looks mint. Well, there's a set of tools that they apparently included. So we got spark plug wrench, the rod you put through the spark plug wrench, an 8 and a 10. That's because most of these Predator engines, a lot of their bolts for everything are 8s and 10s. Nice and universal. And a regular flip around screwdriver. And that right there must be the battery mount. Yep. So that's so you can mount a small battery. And you can actually see that mount location is actually right here. One thing I'd like to note, you can't see in the video I bet, is it says use 12 volt 9 amp hour sealed lead acid. and it's got a regular round connection on it with a ground wire right here. So I'm betting we can still hit that with the booster pack. Alright, on top here we got a big old warning. It says fill gas here, add engine oil before, but it does not seem to say what type of engine oil. We'll see if we can figure that out next. Oh, directions. Those are always nice. So I find this interesting. It's got a packet in here that says altitude. Yep, altitude kit. So it's got screws in order to adjust for different heights. Now, judging from what I've seen from other Predator engines, I'm betting it'll have a chart in here that tells us different run temperature weights of oil. Yep, here it is. So let's see if we can catch that on the video. If you look right here, it's going to say engine weight oil, and it's going to say above freezing that it wants 1030, and at freezing and below it wants 530. Now we're setting this engine up in order to be in case of storm damage and things like that during the middle of winter. So we're going to be running 530 in it because we don't expect to be using it during the summer much. Alright, so we put about a gallon or so worth of fuel in there. This tank actually holds 6.5 according to manufacturer. So we're going to check the motor oil, and then we're going to see what we can do to get it kicked over. Alright, so I've taken and repositioned the camera a little bit lower because I figure you should see this. The fill for the oil is actually under the front here, but even with an extended oil fill like this one, it's at one heck of a bad angle. So we're going to do our best to go and fill it up like this, but what I really should have is a transmission fill because that has the hose that comes up and around. Just to make it easier for you guys later. So we've got 530. It's synthetic. You guys can argue about that in the comments later. Alright, so the fill science on this engine really is not that scientific. It's basically the same as any other Predator engine and most of the other Honda clones, whether it be a 160 or any of the others. You basically fill it until it starts to overrun with oil. If you don't believe me, there's the picture and the directions. So, for those that want to be sticklers about doing it correctly, you basically stick this in, and if all of those notches are covered, you're done. Alright, so here we are, we're at the part of the video where either the product makes you look amazing and it starts on the first try, or B, you look like an idiot who can't start a gas engine. We'll see. Alright, so on the side here, there's two stickers. One tells you which direction to go and have the valve for the gas. We're going to set it to the on position, which is down. The sticker next to it says where to put the choke. The sticker says the run position is that way, and that start position is that way. So we're in start. The other notation that is not here, that is in the directions, is that on the front, you have to set this toggle switch to the center position if you're doing a manual start. If you're doing electric start, you just hold down the start right there and it's supposed to go. We'll try that in just a sec. But as it is right now, we've got it in the center position. Everything is all nice. Let's see if it makes me look good. off is off. That's pretty explanatory. Alright, so obviously that works. I don't happen to have a 12 volt battery of the type that they're saying, but I do have a car battery. And I do have, let me try that again. Alright, obviously off is off. I don't happen to have a 12 volt battery of the size that this is looking for, but I do happen to have a lithium ion booster pack, which I know damn well will start up a 5.8 liter gas engine. So it should more than likely power this. I'm going to quickly hook that up, and we're going to try that out. Okay, so hopefully we have that hooked up correctly. Positive to positive, negative to negative. Let's see what it does. Now we just ran it, so I'm going to have the choke set to the start position, but I'll probably have to flip it forward quick so I don't end up flooding it out. So, one thing we haven't covered is on the front of this, we have two 20 amp sets that should be able to run simultaneously. I'm not going to do that for this video. I think running a welder off of a singular one is a good enough demonstration. It also has a 220 connection along with a twist-in 120. Twist-in 120 is what you would probably use if you were going to do a furnace. That's what you really should use if you're going to do a furnace. Should. And the 220 would be if you're hooking into a house. So we're going to start it up using the battery power because I feel like being lazy. We're going to hook up a grinder. We're going to grind it off. Then we're going to hook up the welder. And we're going to see if we can make some sparks. Alright, so if anything's about to push the 20 amp circuit to its limit, the Hobart 140 is definitely the tool that I own. So let's try it. Now obviously, I'm no professional welder. I'm just an at-home guy who builds things just to go and have fun, to play with his kids and everything else. But as far as what I think about this product, I think it's amazing. The fact that it ran the Hobart 140, never even flinched, and I really honestly bet I probably could have run grinders and a couple of other things on the other 110 circuit, considering the engine didn't bog or anything. I recommend this product. Now, just so I can move it, because it is hell to move, I'm going to install the wheel thing on it. Not going to bother showing you guys how to install it. That's pretty straightforward. But I'll show you what it looks like after. So the sun is fading right now, but as promised, the bonus part to this is we installed the wheel kit. It took me working with my girlfriend about 20 minutes to install. Really wasn't that big a deal. It's just you need somebody strong enough to be able to lift up each side of it when you're putting the feet underneath and when you're putting the wheels underneath. Otherwise than that, at this point, no big deal.